Our biggest challenge yet is right around the corner, so everything we do now is hopefully setting us up for success later. Today we're sailing 90 nautical miles east to Rio Chagres, a tropical river meandering through pristine jungle. The weather is not in our favor, but we need to keep moving. The entrance to Rio Chagres is shallow and flanked by reef on both sides. We've been warned not to enter unless the conditions are ideal and with daylight. The sea state is not optimal, and we need to average 7.5 knots to arrive at the river's mouth with enough light to anchor. Be sure to stick around until the end for an unwelcome surprise.
Good morning. It is just after 5 a.m. and we are on our way to Rio Chagres. We pulled up the anchor around 4:30 this morning, and fortunately our friend Samadhi left just before us, so we're following them down because we of course are hand steering because we don't have our autopilot, and there's no moon this morning, so it's really kind of pitch dark, so it's super helpful to have them ahead of us so we can follow them down. It was pretty rolly in the anchorage both nights, and actually that's why they decided to take off this morning too. It's about 90 miles to Rio Chagres, so that's why we left so early, because we're hoping to make it there by about 4:30 to the entrance of the river. And I guess the entrance is a little bit tricky, so you definitely want to be there in daylight. But very little wind this morning, so just motoring. Hopefully it'll pick up later on today, though it's really not forecast to. So that's what we're dealing with.
Once daylight arrived, it was even easier to follow Samadhi, but with gray skies and clouds looming above, it did not look like it was going to be a beautiful day on the water.
Well, the sun is up, cloudy day again, rainy. We're following our friends on Samadhi pretty closely. It's easy to follow something in the water rather than trying to guess on the chart plotter or following the compass. The sea state is crazy, choppy, big waves from everywhere, no wind. This stretch of water is really not very conducive to sailing. I know we've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. We're running on about 1600 RPMs, making 8 knots. We have some current with us going in the right way. As we know, there's about 2 knots of current in this stretch of ocean here. And this time, going back, it's in our favor. At least some good news.
I took a little nap, and when I woke up, the wind had just started climbing, and we had like 15 knots of wind, so we pulled out the screecher. Unfortunately, with no autopilot, it's hard to kind of quickly grab the camera and film while you want to pull out the sail, so we didn't film it, but we've got the screecher out now, and we've got anywhere from like 15 to 18 knots of wind, and so it definitely helped our speed. We do still have on the engine because we really want to make it to the mouth of the river and actually get anchored before dark. So just leaving on the engine for now. But sea state, the waves are huge. I'm actually feeling pretty green right now. But it's okay. That's what sailing is, right?
You may be wondering why we are making the trip to Rio Chagres now instead of waiting for better weather. In sailing, we say you should never be on a schedule. But in truth, you are on Mother Nature's schedule, and by that I mean the weather. The passage for our next cruising ground is probably the longest passage one can make, so we are taking steps now to ensure we time the weather window properly for that journey.
Well, the wind died down, so we furled this creature, and it's raining again.
If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out.
Without rain, you don't get beautiful rainbows like that. So pretty. Oops, where is it? Oh, there it is. The skies have cleared and the sun has kind of come out, which is really nice. And now the wind has clocked around and it's coming from the east, so directly on our nose. Only 7 knots. But the wind today has come from literally every single direction. North, northwest, west, south, now east, and so pretty soon I'm sure it'll be northeast. Crazy. The waves have gotten smaller but more choppy, and so we have probably like 3.5 hours to get there. It's 1 o'clock now, so should be at the entrance of the river at 4:30. We may have caught a fish.
Unfortunately, it was just sargassum. Though, when this seaweed is around, it's usually a good place to catch fish, so we put the line out to try our luck again. The line began clicking right away, so it was my turn to reel it in. We decided the waves were probably too big to catch anything, so we put the lure away.
We are almost at the mouth of the Rio Chagres. We are very much looking forward to arriving. It's almost 4:30, so 12-hour day of hand steering. And the approach to the entrance of the river is a little bit tricky. We are following the directions from the Bauhaus guide. It has given us, I've taken coordinates from that, because there is basically a reef and a shallow area, which I guess is other, I don't know, small coral reef heads. And so there's really kind of a channel that you have to follow. So I've put some waypoints, and it's a little bit bouncy. So we're gonna follow that in. And we also have our friends just ahead of us who have been here before, and they have their old tracks on their phone. So I'm sure we'll be good to go. Okay. Yeah. Fabio's lifting up the rudders so that just in case it gets really shallow, we don't hit them. Because with the rudders up, we are just like all the way up. It's the boat's draft is just 2 feet 3 inches. Of course, a little bit of the rudder will be sticking down. So say 3 feet. All right, rudders are up. We're going in. What?
Stay only still.
Okay.
You can see foams from waves washing over reef on our starboard side.
You ready? See the surf coming in here.
We went down to 6.9.
Okay, so we're in the where?
Huh?
Where? On which side?
right here.
Okay,
Well, I don't
so
know.
go left. Oh, yeah,
we don't know.
That's true. Okay.
But we're good now.
Okay.
The Bauhaus guide warns that if water depths at the entrance are less than 10 feet or 2.5 meters, the vessel is likely too far south and in danger of hitting reef.
Okay, so where's something in the water there.
It's a bottle.
Okay.
Something floating.
That's a fort up there.
Yeah. Do we stay on this side? Which side of that we stay?
The left. I mean, he stayed on the right. But
I see shallow water there. So.
yeah. I would just go straight to the
Yeah.
waypoint.
Yeah. Well, there's this shallow situation there.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really like
Tight.
tight.
You can see just how close the shore is. We were filming the people fishing from the dock, and they were filming us passing by. We could breathe a sigh of relief as we had made it past the challenging entrance and were now making our way up the river into the jungle.
That's cool. In the Bauhaus guide, it says here this anchorage there's near a couple of trails.
Okay, so stay there.
So
You can take the dinghy up if we want to see more.
exactly, that's what I think. I mean, that's what I would do, just so we're close to the walking trails,
Yeah.
and then if we want to go explore, we can.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're gonna stay here tomorrow and the following day, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
What's today?
Today's Sunday.
Number?
The 22nd. So yeah, the idea would be to stay.
Leave like 25th in the morning early.
Yeah, exactly. Go over near shelter by the 25th in the morning. Yeah.
I would agree.
We were scheduled to be measured for the Panama Canal on either January 26th or 27th, so we wanted to head to Shelter Bay Marina on the 25th so we'd be there in plenty of time to meet the canal authorities.
Think, Mama. You ready to be free? It's too bad you can't swim in here.
Yeah.
Because I would definitely swim
Yeah.
if there weren't crocodiles.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What?
Yep.
32. 32.
Yeah, I think we're good. A little bit.
Okay.
Did you mark it?
No.
A huge thank you to our patrons. We are so grateful for your support. If you'd like additional content and real-time updates, consider joining the Harbors Unknown community on Patreon.
I don't.
Huh?
I mean, we're not stopping.
No. Nope.
I don't know how much chain we have though. Like, how many feet is this?
It's
So I don't know. Do we just like trust? Do we just sit here and watch it and like?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're here. It's so beautiful. It feels like Jurassic Park almost. Well, we're gonna sit for a bit, watch the boat, make sure that the anchor is set, and relax.
But with such beautiful light, I couldn't resist flying the drone. The rough passage here, the seasickness, the anxiety, it was all worth it. As we all know, anything worth doing takes grit and determination. You have to persevere through the unpleasant to get what you want. And this jungle sanctuary was what we were after today. Well, I just flew the drone into the trees, so now we're gonna try and go get it. All right, well, our friends actually saw it go into this tree, so I think it's like up top in this tree here. I guess I'm gonna have to climb the tree.
Yeah.
And try and get it, because I feel like if I try to fly it, it may just crash into the water.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if it crashes into the water, we can also get it in the water.
No.
No, we don't have insurance.
No. Oh yeah. I do have the insurance. That's true. Okay.
Let's see if it's
All right.
sea at first.
Okay. So yeah, we're right under it. See?
Okay, let me go see if I can get in there.
Okay.
Be sure to join us next time to see what happens. Meanwhile, tap here to watch one of our favorite Panama videos.